What's up you guys, Aditi? Welcome back to our channel. This is the part 2 like you already read in the title. So part 1 is already on the channel. If you are interested, go watch it. Both of these are not actually connected, so you can watch this one and then you can go and watch that one. You do you. But today let's move forward with thinking or cognition. So thinking or cognition is the mental activity that goes on in our mind when we are processing information, when we are organizing it, we are understanding it, we are comparing it with the information we already have, we are communicating it to others. All of this is a part of thinking. So there are two types of thinking, sometimes referred to as system 1 and system 2. So system 1 involves quick decision making. It makes quick decisions, it uses our cognitive abilities, and it is guided by our innate abilities and personal experiences. Whereas system 2 is relatively slow, it is analytical and rule based. It is guided by our formal educational experiences. So the way you can remember this is that system 1 is fast, it's effortless, and system 2 is slow and effortful. And this system 1, system 2 thing has been spoken about in Thinking Fast and Slow by Kahneman. I'll just put the picture of the book here. It's a really great book. It's a really famous book. It's a fat book with small font. If I'm not wrong, I read it a couple of years ago, I think in 2018 or something, and I did not know about, I didn't know that I would be studying about this 2 years later, but it's a really good book. So if you're interested in knowing how the system 1 and system 2 work and how they work together, go read that book. So problem solving and decision making are a part of thinking. So problem solving is when you want to reach a goal by thinking or behaving a certain way. So basically you are trying to find solution to a problem. That's problem solving basically. And problem solving can be of anything, like maybe you are trying to find how to go from point A to point B, maybe you are trying to find a topic for your research paper or a project, or maybe you are trying to cook something and you are trying to think about how you can cut the recipe into half. And problem solving is one aspect of decision making for evaluating, identifying, choosing one solution among the alternative solutions that we have. And let's not forget that everyone is different, so there are going to be several different ways in which people think and they try to solve the problems that they have. So the first method we'll talk about is the trial and error method. It is also known as mechanical solution. We already know this term, trial and error. We always use this, and it means what it says, that trying out one solution after another till finding that one solution that works for you. So for example, this is something we have all experienced at least once, that our phone just stops working. It just malfunctions or it just freezes, the screen froze or something like that. And the first thing that we think about is like, we'll restart the phone and we'll see. And that's like one of the trial and errors. Otherwise, we'll try tapping it or something like that. We do it with our remote controls. Generally, if it doesn't work, we just tap it. So there are the different ways that we try and see which one works. Another one that I can think of is, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but we have these PIN codes for ATM cards or debit cards, credit cards when you're doing online shopping or something, and maybe you forgot it. So you would try the typical combinations that you would generally use, like maybe your birthday, your loved one's birthday, maybe your favorite idol or celebrity's birthday, or some date that is very important to you, something like that. So you will try all of those, which is also trial and error method, because you're just trying different PIN codes till you see which one works. Second method that we'll talk about is algorithm. Now algorithm is a method where you have to use these set of step-by-step procedures to come to a solution. And the best thing about algorithm is that you will find the solution. It will always result in a solution if there is a solution to be found. And second reason is that if you have enough time to find it. So All the mathematical formulae are algorithms. Another example I can think of is that a librarian, the way they organize all the books in a library is according to in alphabetical order within each category or genre. So that is also an algorithm. If you have ever played the Rubik's Cube, there are these set of steps that you can take, and that's how you will solve that puzzle. If you have to take the earlier example of your phone freezing, then you would have to read the instruction manual, because that's how you may find the correct solution if the instruction manual has the solution. With the pin code wala example, you could make all 4 to 6 digit combinations of all the numbers from 0 to 9, and that will definitely lead to the correct solution. So from the pin wala example and even your instruction manual example, you have understood that algorithm takes a long time for you to find a solution, and computers are amazing at doing this because they already have an integrated search algorithm in them, which is a very useful part in computer programs. But humans aren't that fast. We aren't as fast as computers, so we need a method that is fast and we can do it, which is where the third method comes in. The third method is heuristic. Now, heuristic, you can think of it's a rule of thumb. It's an educated guess based on prior experiences, and it kind of leads to a correct solution at times. Sometimes it doesn't. And heuristic is something that it is intended to apply to many situations, and it narrows down the possible solutions to a problem. Heuristics is faster than algorithm, but it may not always lead to a correct solution. So you can think of it as what is gained in speed is sometimes lost in accuracy. And again, there are different types of heuristics. So let's see the first type of heuristic. So the first one is representativeness heuristic. It means that we assume, looking at a particular object or a person, and it shares similar characteristics with an object from a particular category, and we assume that this object or a person belongs to that category. So for example, thinking that all dark-skinned people come from Africa, or all the red hair people are hot-tempered or bad-tempered, thinking that blue eyes blondes are all from Sweden. So these are good examples of representativeness heuristic, and if it is used well, it's great, but sometimes it can be misused, and that results and it sustains in creating stereotypes. Okay, so the second heuristic type is availability heuristic, and I will show you the definition that is given in my textbook on the screen, but I'll try to explain this in a little simple words. So just because you can recall relevant information, or because it is very easy for you to think of a particular event, we believe that is true. So what I mean is that when you are trying to make a decision about something, a lot of events, things that you have read, you have experienced, it enters a short-term memory, it enters a working memory, it's in your conscious awareness, and you believe that these incidences, these events are true, they are more frequently occurring, and they are more probable than the other things that you did not think of in that moment. And this happens because you thought about those events, those incidences in a split second. So to give you an example, if you have watched, or you have seen in the news, you have read in the newspaper, and it is you've watched it a few times, you start to believe it to be occurring more frequently than thinking that, oh, it just rarely happens, or it just happens sometimes. So maybe you have seen a couple of news about child abductions, then you will be really afraid to let your child out of sight. You will always cause it and be overprotective of your child. If you have read and you have come across a few articles and news about credit card frauds, you would be afraid to use a credit card online, or maybe when you go to a mall and you shop there, or maybe in a restaurant or something like that. So in 1973, Tversky and Kahneman, they had done this experiment or a study where they asked 152 participants to they asked them how many words they can think of that begin with K, N, L, R and V, and how many words they can think of that has these letters as the third letter in that word. And 69% of people or the participants said that the first position is more frequent than the third position, when in reality the word, like the letter K, is more frequently seen in the middle of the word, like around the third letter. So availability heuristic is all about this tells you that just because you can recall an information quickly doesn't mean that it's true. The third heuristic is working backwards, and I think the name explains itself, that you are working backwards from the goal. So for example, if you lost your wallet or you lost your phone, you automatically start thinking backwards, like from the moment you lost your phone, you realize that you have lost your phone till the time you had it, the last time you had it. Even another example would be that you want to go to a particular coffee shop, so you would not think about how you would start from your house, but you would start thinking about how you would from the coffee shop to your house. So you would think about what are the means of communication, what are the means of transport nearby. Maybe there's a bus stop, maybe there's a train station, or maybe if it's deserted, it's better to take a car, something like that. So that's also working backwards from your goal, which is the coffee shop. And the last heuristic is sub goals, and again this explains itself. You have a big goal, you're going to just break it down into sub goals, so it's easier for you to achieve that big goal. So for example, the big goal is writing a project or a research paper, and when you think about it, you have to do this. It's quite daunting, and that's what makes us procrastinate and not do it until it's the last minute, because you need to do it because you need to get your grades. So if you break it down into chotu chunks, sub goals, it'll be easier for you to achieve those goals. Like maybe your first step would be to research on which topic you want to choose for your research paper. Second would be researching on that topic. Third would be writing it down in points, and then researching in detail, and that's how you are done with the research paper in no time. So when you break down your goal into chunks, into sub goals, you start achieving those sub goals, which also gives you a kind of boost, a motivation. Oh my god, I got this done. Oh my god, I got this done. Oh my god, I got this done. And that's how you even complete your main goal. And the last type of problem solving strategy is insight, and I gave a lot of experiments and explained it in great detail in the cognitive learning theory video. But insight is nothing but a kind of an aha moment that you have, where the solution just comes to you in a flash, and it seems like a magical process. It's like magic, because the solution just comes to you out of nowhere. But actually what's happening here is that the mind kind of reorganizes the problem when you are not consciously thinking about it, when you are actually thinking about something else and you're doing something else. And that is it for today's video. If this video was helpful, give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below what other videos you want me to do, and subscribe to this channel for more psychology and mental health content. I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video. Don't forget to watch the part 1 if you're interested. I'll put it up. The third